What is that?
Hi, everybody.
Hi, guys.
This is Mandy and
Hi, guys. Abby.
and we're with the friend team. We're doing our
Da-da-da-da.
Friday with Friends. Friday with Friends is our opportunity to share about what's going on in the market, common questions that we ask, so that if you have any real estate needs or your friends or family do, we would love the opportunity to be your realtor of choice.
Of course. And perfect timing that we have this blizzard upon us.
Hopefully you're all cozy at home,
I
snuggling
know.
up and watching.
I know, yes, exactly. I know a lot of people had school off and everything like that today, so hopefully you're at home safe and warm. But today we're going to be talking a little bit about selling and buying a house during the holidays.
Yes, and so we feel, does anyone realize Thanksgiving's next week?
I know.
I'm not
It's in 6 days.
But I think because it was the third, I don't know the rule on the Thursday. What is it? Is it the fourth Thursday? All I know is that it's the
I don't
22nd.
know.
That's not okay. That's crazy. That's absolutely insane. It's upon us. The holidays are upon us. So the big topic of conversation is, do I list my house now? Do I buy now? And the reality is the timing's going to be what's right for you. There are pros and cons to selling in every season.
Exactly.
If this is the best time for you, these are the tips that we want to give you to make sure that you're navigating through this time and finding the most success in this holiday season, buying or selling.
Perfect. Yeah, because there's a lot of moving parts, especially buying and selling a home anyways, but during this time of year with the snow and the holidays and family in town and all of these different things, that even adds to it. So,
yeah.
All right, we'll want to get
Hey,
into
Matt.
it.
Hi, everybody. Hey, Mal. Hey, Jess.
Hi,
Emma.
guys. Matt and Aaron commented on here. They made me laugh because they're going through this right now. So hi, guys.
I loved your comment. No, you guys can be teaching this.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so if you are hopping on, if you are watching, make sure you give us a wave, give us a like, love, comment,
I'm waiting.
hashtag replay. If you're watching this at a later date, if you do have a comment or question, we want to make sure we don't miss you later on down the road, and that's a great way to show. Hashtag live if you're watching this live. And
Any
we'll get
questions?
into it.
Yeah. Any questions, comments, thoughts? If you've been here, if you're experiencing it now, definitely comment any tips and things like that as we get going.
Love it.
All right, perfect.
Let's start with sellers.
Okay, great. So we have, for both buyers and sellers, we have 5 quick tips to
You know
both
how
sides.
we love the efficiency around numbers and a game plan, so you know what to expect.
And it's really funny because when we were researching this, I was like, there's not going to be any articles about this. And if you search buying or selling your house in the holidays, Google is filled with tips and tricks and things like that.
It's a hot topic, and
Definitely.
it can be a struggle.
Definitely. So for selling, number 1 is, I just thought this was funny, is deck the halls, but don't go too overboard. It's kind of a balance, because what we find is that, sometimes with holidays, we can put up so many decorations where we might actually be taking away from some of the really important features of our home. So that's where it's almost a little bit of a balance.
Yeah, you have things like, your mantle of your fireplace and all these things that you really want to decorate, but what would you say? Go 50% or 80%? Yeah.
Yeah.
Just try to tame it down. What we always say in general with staging is you want to show the season and you want to show the ambiance and the feel of it, but you don't need 50 mangers out.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
And a good thing for maybe the size of your tree too is if you have a huge tree, and normally Mandy has postpartum from our mother making us do smaller trees.
She always made us buy these small trees, and now I have this house with this huge ceiling, and I swear, my
gets
husband
the
wants to
biggest
kill
tree.
me. He's like, could we just not get a 50-foot tree this year? I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm
no
just going to
fun.
forget you said that.
That's no fun.
Go pick it up.
Anyways, yeah, exactly. So tree size. That's definitely something that, some people have really big ones. Maybe they're covering windows, they're covering fireplaces. Just really place that where you're not taking up a huge amount of space or covering up anything valuable. One of the articles that we wrote is, instead of doing an 8-foot tree, maybe do a 6-foot tree or something a little bit smaller, and just make sure it's placed right so you're not covering up the valuable parts of your home too.
Yes, Aaron asked, I was going to ask tree or no tree. You got to go tree. You
go
can't-
tree.
You got to live. Come on. But the key is is, how can you make it so it's not detracting from the flow and the layout of your house? Like for me, the tree, my big tree would still fit. It doesn't mean you have to go out and spend, money on a tree. Just really try to make it so you're feeling the holidays, but it's not, overwhelming.
Right. You don't want to cover up spaces, walkways. You don't want to cover up fireplaces and windows and things like that. Just, you might need to rework it a little bit, but still get that tree.
Yeah, you gotta go tree.
You gotta. So that's number 1 is deck the halls, but don't go overboard with your decorations. Number 2 is give the buyers that are looking at your house, whether it's a showing or an open house, give them that cozy feel that's so awesome this time of year.
Yeah, so think about it. I'm a seller, or I'm a prospective buyer that's walking into a seller's house. What do I probably have on? Clunky boots, huge jacket, hats and gloves. So when I'm walking into that house, to be able to have it be cozy and warm is everything.
Exactly. So maybe turn the fireplace on. A really good tip is, if it is snowing, is maybe put a bench out with like
I love that.
a spot to put your boots on and take your boots off. So if someone is coming in and they've got kids, they're not like, running all over the living room with the boots.
And you can see yourself using that space,
Exactly.
It's like, okay, this would be great if I were to be bringing the kids in this, in this weather. Oh, great, I've got this awesome bench and it's convenient. So think, when a buyer's walking in, is there that space for them?
Exactly. And so, holiday scents, whether it's like apples, cookies, apple cider, all of that good stuff is awesome this time of year. And then also put the fireplace on if you have one. Obviously safety, but make sure that it's nice and cozy in there.
We have to have so many disclaimers on it.
So I think that's a good one too to point out.
I love it. What's number 3?
So number 3 is just making sure that you have a clear schedule. Do you want to get into this one a little bit? Sorry, putting you on the spot.
No, that's totally fine. So, because we had number 3 is make curb appeal. We're going right into it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go to number 3.
Number 3.
Start over. Number 3.
Curb appeal. Curb appeal. Oh my goodness.
Sorry.
Can you tell I like structure? So curb appeal is so important. So we said pretend you're that buyer walking up. There's a lot of snow that's covering up like awesome features.
Yep.
So make sure that when you are walking up, if you have a beautiful, if you have that sidewalk, make sure that that is shoveled so that they can clearly walk up it.
Yeah.
If you have a patio in the back, clear that
Show
off.
that off. Yeah.
We did a previous episode where we talked about how important it is to have exterior photos when you're when it's not snowy. So if you did take those exterior photos or have something showing off the awesome backyard, leave those out so that the buyer can see that and imagine it, because you lose a little bit of curb appeal with all the snow, but these are just little things that you can think about that will allow us to still be able to capture all the awesomeness that is the exterior of your house that is hidden under snow.
Oh, I know. And this time of year, it can change so quickly. We can have one day it's beautiful, and the next day it's 12 inches of snow. So with a lot of our clients, we've, talked about taking exterior photos earlier. And, I have a client that I just went to pictures to with 2 days ago, and it was when we had the last snowstorm in Canandaigua, and they were like, we are so grateful that we took our exterior photos because they have a patio and they have all of these things that they wouldn't have been able to show off.
So we even have great gardeners that have like their beautiful flowers and when they're in bloom, and all that stuff just can make a huge impact to a buyer.
Definitely.
Okay, perfect. All right, number 4, getting clear on your schedules.
Yes. Agents and buyers.
On agent and buyers. So we have a team, which means that we have someone hands on deck 24/7. But if you're working with a different realtor, to be able to say, okay, what can we expect out of you? When is it okay to contact you? And they could say, hey, anytime. But make sure you're having that conversation up front. Hey, listen, Christmas Day, we're going to be with our family, or, whatever, holiday you celebrate. Make sure you're clear on what your agent's schedule is. And then also make sure you're clear on what your schedule is. Right. So often it could be when you have family coming into town, like on the 23rd, and a buyer could request a showing and you're like, well, could I? I don't know. I could probably scramble. It's just too much stress. Be kind to yourself and set that schedule before. Talk with your agent to say, this is when we're willing to show the house. This is when we're not willing to show the house. And then there's a time block on there. And we as realtors, if we see somebody come in and it's on a block, we'll reach out, hey, talk to me. Is this their only time they can do it? Is it someone that's from out of town? And if we need to push, we will push to make sure that we're working in your best interest. But lay it out before you get into it.
Definitely.
So you know, when are we available to show? When will the house be in the condition to show? When is it just we have to say no and we've got to draw the line, because this is the holidays and this is a special time.
Yep, definitely. So just making sure you're having those conversations up front, both as the agent, the buyer, the seller, because obviously there's so many, your loan officer, there's so many people involved in the transaction.
Yeah, and the key is the reason why we live with our teams and we don't know how people operate without them, but for us it makes it so we can be all hands on deck. We know when we have coverage, we know when we have to. I have sold a house on Christmas Day.
I negotiated one Christmas Eve last year.
Yeah.
I was like, excuse me, family. One quick moment.
I know, we were like, bye, Abby. No, but it's real, business still continues, and you just have to make sure you're managing everybody's expectations throughout it.
Exactly. All right, and then number 5, last but not least for our sellers, is lighting. This is huge for me. Being our listing agent, I always am thinking about it. Well, oh my goodness, how's the lighting gonna look in the house? And so what I recommend for all of my clients, especially this time of year, is a lot of older houses don't have the recessed lighting. They don't have the ceiling lighting where you just flip on a switch. So if the house is vacant, or if it's just a darker room or whatever it might be, adding tables with lamps or, floor lighting is huge, especially this time of year when it gets dark at 4:45.
Which brings up such a great point. Typically during the holidays, it is dark by 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
So if you have someone that's working after hours, they will be seeing that house in the pitch black. So to be that it's not just, we want to make sure the blinds are open for the sun that comes in. How are you making it so if someone does have to see it at 5 o'clock, the house is still going to show really, really well?
Exactly. And that does take into account exterior lights as well. Make sure that all of the, guys, full of them today. Make sure all of the walkways, the driveway, the sidewalk, that is all properly lit. All right. Perfect. So that is our top 5 when selling your house in the winter during the holiday months.
Give it to me quick. Sellers,
all right.
top 5 tips. Go.
Number 1 is definitely decorate. Just don't go overboard. Number 2 is make it a really cozy, warm, inviting place for buyers. So they want to come in and they want to explore the house. Number 3, make sure that your curb appeal is top notch and you're showing off a lot of those features that might be covered under a foot of snow, like today. Number 4, make sure that you and your agent are really clear on schedules, especially during the holiday, Christmas, everything like that, especially those specific days. And then number 5, last but not least, is this time of year when it gets dark at 4:45, we need to make sure that all of the rooms for our properties are properly lit.
Love it, love it.
Boom.
Okay, now let's get into buyers.
Okay.
So if you're selling, those are the keys. Now, if you are buying, what are your 5 tips? Here we go.
Here we go. Number 1.
Okay, so number 1 to think, it is not as crazy as a spring market because only the serious buyers are looking right now.
Those are the ones that are willing to put on their boots, get their kids in the car with 8 layers on, and trek out in the snow.
Yeah, the reality is it's not as easy to look this time of year. There's a lot of things going on. The weather's a little bit more challenging. But if you are out there right now, you realize that you have a little bit more time to make decisions because you have a little bit less competition. Now, if it's a starter house, you still have some good competition. So every neighborhood is different. Your realtor will be able to tell you, but overall, there are less buyers that are currently active right now that are vying for the houses. So it's not like, hey, the house got listed today, we need to decide tomorrow every single time.
Yeah.
There's a little bit more flexibility. So take that breath, have a conversation with your agent to say, for this, the number one tip is to understand that it's not as crazy of a market. So your time you're able to take is so valuable. Make sure you take it if you have it, and your realtor will be able to say, hey, you've got your time, take it.
Exactly. So definitely, knowing that the winter market, just like every market, every single day, the market is changing. So just understanding that this market, it's a little bit slower. So as a buyer, you do have a little bit more flexibility.
Yes, which is a relief coming off the spring market.
Exactly.
Number 2 is to take advantage of vacation time. So often we have our buyers that are working 9 to 5, and we try to sneak them out on lunch, and we try to do all these things where we're setting up showings. Oh, and it gets dark at 4:45.
Right.
When you are having these days that are vacation days or extra time off, use them so that you can see properties during the day. Or use them for help with your kiddos, so you can go see 7 houses at one time instead of dragging the kiddos along. Like, use other people's vacation, you know, aka how my mom's there today watching my daughter
because she had a snow day.
She had a snow day. So
shout out Canday.
Shout out Canday. Shout out to all the grandmas in the world.
Yeah, sure. Good point.
So vacation day and utilizing it so that you can have that better home buying experience and home search experience.
And another thing is this time of year, family is in town. Parents are in town, sisters, brothers, all of that. So if you have a house that you really like, bring them along with you. You know, or extra babysitters. But also if you have somebody that's in town, you know, that's a great reason to bring them out.
Yeah, get an extra opinion.
Exactly.
Number 3. Okay, so can you tell that we're obsessed with Christmas? It's a great opportunity to like envision what's in store for that time of year. So you're able to say like, okay, well, what will holiday decorations look like? And what will the street look like this time of year? So you get a little feel for your neighborhood. What will our backyard look like when all the trees have fallen?
I think that's huge.
Yeah.
That's huge because a lot of times in the summer, or even any other time of the year, you come out and you have this beautiful wooded backyard,
lush green,
and you're like, wow, this is amazing. No one's gonna see me. I could come out here in my bikini and no one would see me. And then you don't understand that in the winter all of those leaves fall and you can now see the houses behind you or the Wegmans behind you, you know, things like that.
So that would actually be my dream.
Yeah, just hop right over the fence, right into Wegmans.
But you get a different feel with this different time of year. That's really, really great. If it is where you're seeing snow melting, you can see, okay, where is there a little bit more standing water that you may not be able to see? You can get all those different feels for you know, how much shoveling you have to do. It's something that you should definitely keep in mind when you're looking this time of year.
Okay, can I say number 4 because it's my favorite?
Yes.
Okay.
I love it too.
So number 4 is that you have all of these seasonal sales going on. Because when you buy a house, you don't just buy a house. You buy the house and then the dining room table and the couch and the new bed set and all of these things, the huge TV, because why not?
All of these things I thought that I would do last year, and I've been in my house a year and a half, and we still have our same dining room table and same couches. A girl can dream, I guess.
Yeah. But this time of year...
And you want to come decorate my house?
This time of year, we have all of these seasonal sales. We have Black Friday, all of that craziness. So a lot of times when, you know, you're purchasing a house, you might not have the funds right away, but this time of year you do have...
you have some awesome sales. Don't buy them on credit card unless you've talked to your loan officer.
Good disclosure.
Great disclosure. Thank you. But no, how cool is that? And this is a great time to start planning and to get some really good deals when you are finishing your place.
Yes, perfect.
Number 5,
last but not least,
is that when you're closing this time of year, so we're a little bit delayed, but you still could close by the end of the year, you can talk with your accountant and you can decide, do I want to close in 2018 or 2019? There are benefits to closing in different times of year.
We don't know them, but there are.
It all depends, and we talk with our accountant to decide. But you do have that flexibility. Of course, you have to negotiate it with the seller. But when you're at this point in the year, it's a great opportunity for you to decide at what time you want to be closing, and you have that flexibility.
Right. And again, a lot of times you need that flexibility this time of year, you know, because of tax implications, but also what house do we want to spend Christmas in? You know, what house do we want to have our New Year's party in? And you can, you know, again, negotiate with the other party on that too.
Yes. Yes. So those are our 5. So for the buyers, number 1 is that you have a little bit more flexibility with timing. Number 2, utilize your vacation time, your family's vacation time, and travel to make sure that your home search is a little bit more seamless. Maybe you can see more properties during the day. Number 3, you can envision what's in store for the holidays and for the winter months that you're not going to be getting in the summer and spring. Number 4 is you have your related seasonal sales that you can get really good deals on, you know, TVs, furniture, etc. You know, everything from Black Friday to all of the other holiday sales. Number 5, you have the opportunity to close in 2018 or 2019, depending on, you know, your financing and all that good stuff.
Yep. taxes, all of that. So that's it.
That is it. So guys,
Awesome.
if you are considering, deciding if it's going to be the right move for you, just make sure I hope these are just conversation starters that you can talk with your realtor about. We would of course love the opportunity to work with you, but to really make sure that there's enough stress in the holiday season. If you do want to be buying and selling, we want to make it as easy as possible so it's something that you can do and it can be seamless, and your family's still going to be able to relax and enjoy the downtime while taking advantage of some of the pros that do come with the holiday season, home buying and selling.
Yes, perfect. Well, stay warm out there, everybody.
Stay warm out there.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, and we hope to see you soon. Have an awesome Thanksgiving. We won't be around next week. I don't know if we'll be the next week, but just stay tuned. You never know when we're going to pop up. And if there are any Friday with Friends, the whole reason we do this is because it's our opportunity to talk about what's going on in the market, so that if you have any questions or comments or anything that you would like for us to chat on, you know that you can come to us, and we would love to be your realtor of choice if you do have any real estate needs for you, your family, friends, coworkers, all of the above.
Yes.
So think of us however we can help, and our website is friendonyourside.com, and of course you can find us here on Facebook and get in touch with us any of these ways, but know we're here. Anything else?
No, that's perfect. Yeah, if you have anything else that we haven't talked about in the last few months that you're interested in, or you have questions in, or you see you're going through or a friend is going through, definitely message us so we know, what to talk about in future Friday with Friends.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Bye, everybody. Have a good day.